Meet the team that doesn't just talk about impact, they ignite it. Jim Morris and producer Rachel.
Let's go. Feeling the vibe today.
We were gonna continue. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Rise and energize. Let's get it.
So the last live, I was asking Jim about like basically chasing money, right? Chasing invoices, late invoices. And then I ended that with a to be continued, which is where we're going to pick up today. Because for me, do I, number one, never work with that client again? Do I, number two, pause, right? So like, let's say they finally paid, but I had to chase the money, do a little bit of work on my part. Do I pause working with them? Do I reevaluate the relationship? Like, where do I go from here? Because there's one particular client and I love them to death, but like it's always, she's really busy, right? And you know this, when you are working with like a marketing company, I need her to review final episodes. I need her to review her social media. I need her to make sure we're on the right track. I'm doing a docu-series with her. And so for me, it was just like, oh God, I don't not want to keep working with you. But this process has been like, not at all what I was hoping for. And it's a huge energy drain. And so all I literally just said was, just here's the invoice, pay up, and I will pause. Whether you want to or not, like we're going to pause until you're ready to not be so busy. And this can be somewhat of a priority. Did I do the wrong thing though? Like, should I not have done that?
Well, I think I was saying in yesterday or the other day's episode that, I put a clause into every single contract with any client that talks about services being paused. But the invoice is not going to be prorated. And that's something that I put in every invoice. It's usually after 7 days. Now, certain clients can be, you can institute that policy based on contract and you cannot, but at least it gives me the opportunity for me to make that decision. Meaning, if someone's done this once off, am I going to freak out? Right. No, if it's the first time they've ever done it, and it's 8 days, 10 days, like let's give them some grace, right? But let's address the conversation. I think you have to address it. It says, hey, thanks so much for that payment. Thanks so much for, we're so grateful to work with you. Just a reminder, the next payment is due on the 1st or whatnot. I think that's completely fine. I think you have to get ahead of it. Excuse me. Sorry.
Where's your coffee? Do you have your coffee or your water?
I'm already
Here you go.
up and a half in, so I'm on water.
I love that. Oh my God.
I've been getting up early lately. 3:45.
Oh my gosh. Good for you.
Yeah. So early mornings, and then early nights as well, because I need some sleep.
Yeah, no kidding. I totally get it.
But I think having that clause in there gives you the control. And it's something that I don't budge from. I'll negotiate terms. I'll negotiate termination or what for cause, not for cause. I'll negotiate a lot of things, but that's something that I won't. And if it's someone who's abusing it or I need the money and I'm just, over it, and it's a commitment that they made in good faith when they signed a contract. Depending on how much money it is, like I was saying, you call that person and you have a conversation and you make a decision to pause those services or not to pause those services. I think ultimately, I never want to tell someone to fire a client if they need the money, if they need to pay their team, if they need to make a sacrifice. I will say, suck it up, buttercup, a phrase that I stole from producer Rachel. And I will advise a client of mine one-on-one to that very directly. Like, you can't afford to not take this risk. You already have someone signed. You already have money coming in. You need that money. You owe payroll. You owe, your tech platform, and you can't can't cancel, go high level or impact effect accelerator. Those are important, right? So, I think it's situational in a lot of ways, but ultimately I think you really just need to kind of push, and and just navigate through it. And it's a game time decision. Like, is this something that you want to continue to navigate down? Are they a good client in other ways and shapes and forms? That's something that I always assess as well. Like, if you annoy the shit out of me, if you're always asking me to do stuff faster, if you never want to pay for more stuff, but you're always enhancing the scope of work and you don't pay me personally, I don't care where I am financially. That causes too much of an energy drain in so many ways that I'm done. I'd rather be broke than frustrated and broken.
So
You know?
I get all of that and I love that. What I'm doing with this particular client, it's not a monthly, it's by the project, right?
Oh,
and so
okay.
we're doing episodes, which most are filmed. So then I have my editor has now, because I have a documentary editor, she has cut those down, those episodes now, added music, we've added B-roll, we've done all the things. We're at that next phase of like, are we going to like, do you like this? Right. I just need that permission. Yeah. And what happens is, and because she has ADHD and I have ADHD also. So I understand like when you're busy and then you get an email from Rachel, me, that says like, here's episode 1, watch it. Right. Like who wants to sit and watch everything you've lived already. So I understand like what in her head she's going through. I had her come to my house one day and we sat and we watched stuff because her ADHD brain, I knew on her own. So I might just pose that again with her because I feel like for certain clients, I have to meet them where they are. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I would always say instead of having the negative mindset around it, instead of pointing the finger, my first thought is always, what can I do? And is it appropriate for me to go above and beyond? That's so when it comes back to the client, again, is there other factors where I'm not going to go above and beyond? I'm just going to call you up and say, hey, I'm a small business. I take a lot of risks. I have a staff. I need to pay them. Can you please make the invoice today? Or is it the other side of it where it's like, well, I want to keep them. I want to continue working with them. So how do I actually navigate that and approach it? I think it's really comes down to that situation. It's got to be, where do you stand with the client? Like, do you want to continue the project? The other thing I was thinking about that situation is putting it in your contract. You know, we put that in our contract for content, like it needs to be approved within 48 hours or we're accepting the approval. But I will say this, 48 hours is too soon. No, almost none of my clients,
nobody can make that. I get it.
A lot of people can't. So we have just accommodated because that's on us. Like that's not just one client, it's majority. So now it's 5 days. And then it's like, hey, you've had 5 days and we set up automation reminders. So it's not me you're sending those reminders. And then it's like, we reminded you. It's not like we just sent one email and you missed it. We reminded you. And then usually the day before we're going, hey, like, let's make sure that they see the text message. Like, we need to get this done because we want the best for them.
And that's the thing. Like I have so much invested in this project too. Just like I want to see it come to fruition. So I feel like part of me has to meet her where she's at. I did do the pay the invoice, and I'm going to pause right now because obviously you're too busy. We'll regroup when we feel like we can restructure the timeline, right? Because we had a premiere episode and I had to keep the editor busy. And so when I realized, okay, this isn't going to work this way. That's when phase 1 was really just like, okay, sit with me. I will do this with you. So I think I just have to do that with her again because she just gets overwhelmed and she sees the long email from me with all these episodes and and you know this, it's similar to building on a podcast, right? There's an intro, there's an outro. Like, what are we doing with the credits? Like, there's a lot of things that go into it. Once I know what she wants, I can probably just plug and play pretty much and keep going. But it's not my project, right? You hired me to do this, but I want to make sure I'm executing your vision. And I don't want to get too far into hours, especially editor hours, because these are billed hourly because it's not like a reel, it's a documentary. You put so much time into this stuff. I don't want to waste time on something that maybe isn't working. So I have to just go back to her again, meet her where she's at, and just say, hey, let's make some time.
Well, I also
to
think,
go through
Rachel,
this.
you identified an energy drain right there as you were talking. You identified that you want this and you're invested in it.
I am.
So where do we lie with the truth? My question to you is going to be, are you more invested in completing the project than the person whose project it is? And it sounds like that could be the case. So that's definitely an energy drain, knowing that you care. Do they care? Like, what do you know to be true? They can't watch one clip. You've watched them all. You've edited them all. You're ready to go on the next phase. It's not because you need the money. It's because I heard you say it earlier. It's you care about this project. You want to complete it. You want it to be their vision. So when I hear those things and I'm actively listening as you're talking, it's not about the money. It's not you want to get to the next stage for the invoice. It's you want to complete the person's vision because you believe in them and their vision. But I also think that could also drain your energy. So just be careful of threading that line, because that's you being a great provider of that service that you vested in your clients. That's an amazing, great thing. But at what point are you threading that line and it's falling below the line? And to where are you caring a little bit more than they're caring? Because when that flips, now that becomes the energy drain. And it happens to me often because we create, we build for people, and we want to see that used. We want to see that enter the world. It's art. We don't own that art because they've paid us for it, but we created it, right? Or we navigated the creative strategy or the content brief, or we worked through 3 revisions before we even gave it to them for their revisions. And so I understand it on that level for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I think I got to that point where it's like, oh my God, help me help you. But
it's frustrating.
It's frustrating. And so as I'm building the brand around this and the social around it and the marketing around it, it's just like, I put so much time and effort into it. It really isn't about the money. It really is about the art. And I'm just like, your story deserves to be told. That was the first thing we talked about that first day when we were shaping that first episode. It was like, oh my God. And she saw it and she felt it and she was there. But like, I get it. She's opening multiple businesses. She's busy. Yeah. And so this isn't a priority for her in the same way that it was for me. And so I just have
to. That's okay.
It hurts though. And you know that when like you're a visionary, like we're visionaries, and I'm like directing this thing from beginning to end. And it's like, the fact that it may not even see the light of day hurts my heart. It literally hurts my soul.
It's frustrating.
So
just navigate it and try to detach from it if you can. But I think having that conversation and pausing and that's in their court, you know. The beauty about it is you'll get to direct your own documentaries.
We're getting there.
And you can get that done. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We sell another 1 million kids books.
Yes.
If you haven't bought the kids books, seriously, check out producer Rachel.
You can pre-order right now. Shipments are going out soon. And then I just ordered my next batch. We'll talk about that another time, because that was a throw up. Like, how much do you want? Oh my God. But like, again, they're my books. Like, I'm investing in myself. There's nothing better than that. And you know, no invoice is unpaid there. All right, everybody. I hope this helped people. Like, maybe you're going through this, maybe you're doing it in a different way. It comes up in many different ways, but I feel like just changing that mindset around it, where you don't have to chase the money. But you said something the other day that I thought was amazing, where it's like, it's coming. It's coming. Just allow it to come.
Yep.
Don't feel like you have to chase.
Yep. Go into it that, at least my philosophy, 99% of people are going to pay the invoice in full that they owe you. And it's inevitable that someone's going to not pay you in life. Like, that's the cost of doing business.
Mm-hmm.
Protect it, build your systems, over communicate, get ahead of it, make the phone call that's tough to say, I need my money, but do it in a way where you explain why and where that money's going. So that person realizes, wow, they need this money to continue their business. Who wants to be that person that you've already rendered services for, and then you call them up and they tell you that they need the money, they're a small business, or they need the money to scale their business and go to the next phase, and you don't pay them? Like, it's got to be a pretty bad person, or someone that's really, really dissatisfied with your services. And that's another conversation for another time. So thanks for being here, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day and keep on those energy rises and mitigate those energy drains. We'll see you all next time.
Have a great